All right, that's our little friend here. He always hangs out with us. But I want to go over the most bullish chart I can show you, and that is what the fifth leg of this bull market could potentially look like. And I have a graph for you. You're going to want to pay attention to that. But first, we have some more crazy economic news, kind of what I was talking about yesterday with unrealized capital gains tax, which will come. I'm 99% sure that it's eventually going to come. Eventually, okay? Because I keep saying if you go back in history and you go back to 1913, which was the inception of income taxes, you will know that income tax was only supposed to be for the top 1%, and it was a 1% tax on the wealthiest. And look where we came from there. People say, oh, it's never going to happen. Oh, don't underestimate your crappy government. Okay, he says, Mike Alfred, price controls, food lines, taxes on unrealized capital gains, gutting job creators, attacking the economically productive, which happens all the time in the US, emulating Soviet Russia. It keeps getting worse. I've entered discussions with Dubai about obtaining citizenship. Things are bad. Things are that bad. Prepare. First off, I don't think he's going to be able to get a Dubai citizenship. That is very tough. I know a lot of people who have been born there that have giant businesses there that still cannot get a UAE passport. But there are other ways to get passports, and we will actually cover that on another later video. Okay, moving on. Well, actually, kind of moving on to Dubai. Tether just launched a stablecoin pegged to the UAE currency, the dirham. Okay, so AED is what the ticker symbol for the dirham is in the UAE. So yes, people say, well, the dirham is pegged to the US dollar. That is true, but what I see happening right now is that Tether is trying to distance itself as much as they can from the US, which is a very intelligent move. It's these people have a little bit of foresight, which is really good. So instead of being, reactive, which most people are just reactive, like I see on Twitter, all these people wanting to get rid of their U.S. citizenship or threatening to leave if this or that politician gets involved. Yes, this happens every cycle, but I see it more and more. But instead of being reactionary, it's better to be proactive, see where things could potentially be happening in the future, like hiding I did, and then watch it unfold while you're sitting back and chilling while the rest of the world is freaking out. It's a wonderful feeling, actually. Okay, moving on. We have Peter St. Ong says, millennials and Gen Z are giving up, spiraling, partying hard, and blowing their savings. That is definitely happening as they descend into financial oblivion. The Washington Post calls it embracing chaos. USA Today advises therapy. Neither mention the inflation and shriveling wages that are hollowing out the next generations. Yes, so you're having a lot of inflation. Wages are pretty much stagnant. Inflation is going out of control. And I say this like every week for the past 4 years, guys. And it always keeps getting worse. And I'm telling you, doesn't matter what happens in November, it's going to get much, 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 much worse. Let's go over to Ki Young Ju. He says, in the last Bitcoin halving cycle, the bull rally began, remember this, in Q4. That means the fourth quarter of the year, October, November, December. Whales won't let Q4 be boring with a flat year-over-year performance. Now check this chart out right here, and this is cumulative return index on halving years. Check that out. Okay? All right, so moving on to the most exciting part of this video. This is from Gert Van Lagen. He says Bitcoin is in its final phase of wave 5. within 5 waves. It also goes on to say this, and I have a graph for you so you can kind of picture this. The final part of such a blow-off wave was always under an angle of over 80 degrees. So check out this chart. Look at what this graph is. Look at this blue line that's on this, okay? So that is kind of the angle that we're looking at right now. The Elliott wave channeling method renders the target between 220,000 to 270,000. He says there's very little time left. Now, as you know, like if you're part of our, if you're a member of learningcrypto.com, you will know that one of my targets is $150,000 to maybe $200,000. That is kind of where I see the cycle kind of ending, but I think we're going to have a crazy bull market as well. But I could be wrong, and that is why I'm not going to get rid of very much Bitcoin, and I'm going to get rid of all my altcoins during this cycle. This is going to be a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think with where we are heading, where the top of the bull market, where you think it's going to be heading, and when do you think that's going to be heading as well. It looks like we might actually go well into next year. I don't know. That is one thing that I've kind of guessed over the past, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, definitely like and subscribe. Check us down below if you want to join our CT Club at learningcrypto.com. And also check out Heidi's book, Why Crypto? And that's at shop.learningcrypto.com. See you guys.